to YouTube. Happy Wednesday. I hope you all are having a great week so far. I wanted to spend today talking about the coin you see in front of you, and I kind of just wanted to say that my favorite thing about YouTube is learning. As fun as it is to look at hundreds and hundreds of ounces of silver, talking with you guys about the history of coins and learning from you guys and sharing some information with you is why I like YouTube the most. So I'll probably be doing more history videos scattered throughout the week, but mostly on Sundays, obviously, with Silver History Sunday. And today's gonna be the first day, Random History Day. So basically, in front of us here is a 1975 50 franc coin. It contains about 0.8682 troy ounces of silver in it. That makes it, this is a 90% silver coin from France. And this coin type has existed since 1795 and has changed slightly over the years, and we'll talk about that. Look how hunky this thing is. And while I got it here, look at this sweet engraving on the side. There you go. You see those? There's like a chicken, a diamond, some other stuff, some stars. There's some cool stuff on the side of these. It kind of reminds me of the trade dollar, the Maria Thaler trade dollar, because it's got some cool stuff on the sides too. But yeah, there's that, I guess. But yeah, this is a pretty big coin. It's the same size-ish as those Cinco Pesos, big Mexican coins. But anyways, I digress. This coin was intended for circulation, and it was legal tender, but the coin was eventually pulled from circulation due to the rise in silver prices in 1980. This is a 1975 coin. And the silver spot price surpassed $45 in 1980, and that was roughly equal to 200 francs at the time. So this was only a 50 franc coin that was legal tender. So there was some arbitrage going on, basically, where people would hoard these things at face value, and then they would sell them for the metal value. So a lot of these were kind of pulled from circulation naturally, but the banks also stopped issuing them for that exact reason. So let's take a look at the coin though. In the center, here we have Hercules. He's wearing the hide of the Nemean lion. So the Nemean lion was a Greek mythological lion that Hercules was tasked to defeat. And the lion was famous for having golden fur that was impervious to the weapons of mortal men. So Hercules finally killed him, killed the Nemean lion, spoiler alert, and is seen here to be wearing his pelt. So he's got the lion's head on his head, which is pretty awesome. And he's also holding a club, which was the weapon he used to kill the lion, and is surrounded by these two beautiful women. He kind of looks like a pimp daddy, but that's not the point. The point is that this one on the left, or on Hercules' right, is representing the Republic with a capital R. So she is holding a pike and wearing a Phrygian cap. This is the same kind of cap, if you remember, from the Mercury dime. So the same kind of cap that Liberty is wearing, Lady Liberty is wearing in that coin. Basically, she represents property rights and prerogatives of the public power. And then the one on the right here, or Hercules' left, is known as the Justice, who is holding a triangular level, and pretty much she just represents justice. On top here, we have some words in French. Translated, they mean liberty, equality, and fraternity. Let's look at the reverse really fast. There's more to talk about, but I just want to show you the coin. On the reverse, we can see the value in the middle is 50 francs, and it's surrounded by kind of what is like a top-down view of a crown, if you can imagine that being a crown. And the left side of that crown is supposed to be made of oak leaves, and the right side is supposed to be made of olive branches. Here's a little fun fact, I guess back to the front. Here where it says liberty, equality, and fraternity, I didn't used to always say that. In fact, it used to say union and force. But that stopped in 1848 when they decided to kind of change it up a little bit. Although this is still the same type of coin, and it's been around for a really long time. Like I said, 1795. But in 1848 it changed from union and force to liberty, equality, and fraternity. Also, on the back, in previous renditions of this coin, the date used to be right here under the word francs. Down here would be the vintage and workshop marks, which you can see on the new coin, this one. I don't want to pick it up because it'll unfocus, but these two little weird little blobs That's the vintage mark, which just means like the year, and the workshop mark, which those used to be down here, while the date was up there. So they kind of switched those around. Yeah, no, I got a fun fact, I guess. At one point in 1973, during the campaign of this particular coin, they tried using the denomination of 20 francs, but soon realized that the silver content was too high to express a monetary value that low. They didn't want to encourage arbitrage, so they settled on 50 francs instead. But during that whole debacle, some of the coins in 1974 ended up with the 20 francs obverse. So this side still had the version of it that was made for the 20 francs. And so how do you tell if you have one of those coins? Because they're kind of pricey. Basically, you have to have a 1974 coin. This is a 1975, so it doesn't work. And you see this L inequality here? It would be more centered with Hercules' head and more centered towards the base of the coin. You could also tell by this L here in Liberty would be pulled all the way down and be kind of level with this drape here on this lady. And then another way you could tell is the foot here on Justice would be closer to the rim, so there wouldn't be so much space there. So that's kind of how you tell the variations. And in 1974, it's unknown how many were made with the 20 franc obverse instead of the 50 franc obverse, but it's cool nonetheless. And if you get your hands on one, you're a pretty lucky person. So you might need two coins side by side to make those comparisons if you don't know what you're looking for, but they're pretty easy to spot. I saw some pictures of them and they were pretty easy to spot. Let's go with another fun fact. I guess it's worth mentioning, and this isn't necessarily a fun fact, but it's just a fact, and that is that Augustin Dupree was the guy who designed this coin back in the day, and he started his career engraving weapons at the Royal Factory, and he became a student of the famous sculptor David, and during the French Revolution, he ended up getting the opportunity to work on designing coins because they needed to reform their entire monetary system, so they needed to pretty much make new coin types for everything, so there was a lot of work to be done. And during that time, in 1791, he was promoted to the title General Engraver of the Coins, which is like the coolest title ever. And yeah, that was right before this coin was designed. And Augustin Dupree has a bunch of really awesome coins, and if you haven't looked at any of them yet, aside from this one, obviously this one's awesome, right? Go look at some of the other ones because they're sweet, and I hope to pick up a couple more myself. But if you have any coins that were designed by this man, let me know down in the comments below, because I want to know what's cool, and I want to maybe find something that I want to buy, and I want to add to my collection. So yeah, it's kind of a weird Silver History Wednesday. I'm not guaranteeing it'll always be on Wednesdays, but Silver History Sunday is going to be happening. But there's just so many coins and so much history to talk about that I want to learn as much as I can, and I want to share that with you guys. So this might be happening sporadically through the weeks. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this coin. I suggest you pick one up. This thing is phenomenal to hold in your hand, and it truly is a big coin. It's bigger than a Morgan dollar, and it's 90%, and it's just a hunker, and it's super nice. And the premiums aren't that high. I think I got this one for about $6 over spot if you converted it out to spot. So that's not bad, considering a Dragon and Phoenix or something is way more than that. And in my opinion, this coin is much more beautiful than a Dragon and Phoenix. So, yep, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.